Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing.
Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Sit back and enjoy the show, Gene.
I'm gonna try.
All right, 8:29 Odd News Friday edition. Gene showed me a nasty video.
Oh my gosh.
I turned away at the last second, though. You watched it twice.
I did. It was just so disgusting and unbelievable.
So what country was that in?
Well, it didn't say what country, but
Okay.
just that it was some type of Asian country.
Okay.
And it was a woman gardener going around trimming all the bushes, and you could tell she was a gardener. She comes across a bird nest. She pulls the bird nest out of this bush, reaches into the nest, pulls out 3 baby birds, one at a time, and proceeds to eat them alive. Like it was
And
like,
they were
oh,
the
hey,
size
snack.
of a like a baby Ruth.
Yeah. I mean, she just pulls these like live, wiggly baby birds and eats them, drops the nest, and walks off.
Did she chew or just swallow them whole?
No, she chewed them.
Oh.
It was absolutely disgusting.
Oh.
The things you see
On
the-
YouTube.
yes, on the internet, on YouTube. Ugh.
I think I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Here's more fun. Zoo officials in Tokyo say that they're trying to provide 2 pandas extra privacy for mating season.
Oh, how sweet.
So that's like a whole new thing to get a room.
Yeah. Get a room. Don't do it in front of the kids in the zoo.
Because they have a really hard time getting pandas to breed in captivity. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I know when there is a trouble and when there is not a trouble. And I can definitely tell you that there is a trouble. You may rest assured of that.
maybe they're very private creatures.
I think so.
They're shy.
You've heard of the 6 degrees of separation? That whole thing from a few years ago with Kevin Bacon, and you could go within, if you went within 6 actors at any time, you could just random actors, you would find one that did a movie with Kevin Bacon, and it was called the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
And then they've applied that to a lot of things, but Facebook did a study, and they say it's a much smaller number according to Facebook, and it's probably because you have so many friends that aren't really your friends on Facebook. They're more acquaintances, or sometimes even people you never met that you've just chatted with or have something in common with.
Yeah.
So they ran the numbers and concluded we're all much closer than the traditional 6 degrees of separation. The social media giant released a report yesterday announcing each person in the world is separated from every other by an average of 3.5 people.
Oh, that's just creepy.
So everybody on the planet, if you go to Facebook, within 4 people, you're connected somehow.
Somehow. Ew.
Yeah.
I don't. That actually is kind of scary.
Especially if they're your enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could be stalking you.
Well, revenge is a feast best served immediately.
All right, struggling Republican presidential candidate Jeb Bush.
Oh, I'm so glad he's struggling.
Why hasn't he just bailed out?
Because he's a Bush.
Oh, he was forced to politely ask a group of supporters to applaud for him on Wednesday.
Oh, my gosh.
After he ranted about his ability to lead the country, was met with complete silence.
Oh, you know, I do not like politicians, but, you know, that is just sad. I do feel bad for him in a tiny degree.
In a tiny degree?
Yeah,
I feel
tiny
worse
degree.
for his dad, just going, wow, my idiot son.
Oh, man.
Speaking at an event in Manchester, New Hampshire on Wednesday, Bush lashed out at GOP hopeful Donald Trump and promised not to be a divisive president. He said, "My pledge to you, I will be a commander-in-chief that will have the back of the military. I won't talk trash. I won't be a divider-in-chief or an agitator-in-chief." He's making up words like his brother. I won't be out there blowharding, talking a big game without backing it up.
I bet you he will not get an avenue named after him in Texas.
I think the next president needs to be a lot quieter, but send a signal that we're prepared to act in the national security interest of this country. He added, to get back in the business of creating a more peaceful world.
Right.
Z. Kyle. Bush paused, waiting for approval from the crowd, but instead he was met with awkward silence. Finally, the candidate, looking demoralized, looked at the audience and said, "Would you please clap?" And then the crowd obliged. So.
They were probably like waiting. Is there more? Is he actually finished?
And now a live clip.
Could I please take my prize as an egg? Go home now. I'm not feeling too well.
Bride's a little hurt there. Yikes.
All right, group of elderly bridge players in the Thai resort town of Pattaya were surprised by a visit from the police on Wednesday. 32 foreigners, including British, Swedish, Norwegian, and Australian citizens, were arrested during the anti-gambling raid.
Oops.
They said they weren't playing for money, but were held for possessing too many unregistered playing cards.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thailand's military rulers have vowed to crack down on corruption and crime.
Oh, yeah, let's start with unregistered playing cards.
And the game of bridge.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
They better not show up on Pinochle Night.
All right. Here we go. Out of Utah. According to a testimony presented at the Utah Senate panel last week by an agent of the Drug Enforcement Administration, Utah is considering a bill that would allow patients with certain debilitating conditions to be treated with edible forms of marijuana. If the bill passes, the state's wildlife may cultivate a taste for the plant and lose their fear of humans, and basically all the animals in the state will be high all the time. This is all according to Special Agent Matt Fairbanks, who's been working in the state for a decade. He says, I deal in facts, I deal in science.
It just gets better.
It does.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
He's a member of the marijuana eradication team in Utah, and some of his colleagues in Georgia recently achieved notoriety by raiding a retiree's garden. The unfortunate thing there was they actually seized a huge number of okra plants.
Oh, yeah, they're fighting the war on drugs, I tell you.
Fairbanks said that at some illegal marijuana grow sites in Utah, he saw rabbits that had cultivated a taste for the marijuana. He continued, one of them refused to leave us alone, and we took all the marijuana plants from around him, but his natural instincts to run were just gone somehow. And now a word from the rabbit.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Well, if that's the case, why don't we have high animals that are totally unafraid of people all over Stevens County?
All right, here's one more. Can you handle it? All right. Strange going-ons in Marin County, just across the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco. Local media reporting repeated instances of coyotes behaving oddly.
Oh, really?
Yes, staring at and then charging at cars on the Pacific Coast Highway near the beach town of Bolinas in Stinson Beach.
They must have been carrying marijuana.
Close. One of the explanations offered, and not discounted yet, they're eating magic mushrooms. Yes, the coyote has taken to staring down automobile drivers as they drive through this twisting and turning section of the highway, before then attacking the car and then skulking back off into the wilderness. The coyote runs up to the cars, usually at night, forcing drivers to stop as the beast stares and then sniffs around their vehicle. I think he's a wily coyote.
He's looking for the roadrunner.
The magic mushroom Amenta muscara grows wild in the cow pastures of West Marin County, and coyotes have been photographed eating them.
Oh, they did catch him eating them. Okay.
The speckled red-capped fungus is believed to be the one Alice in Wonderland eats before she goes through the looking glass, which explains so much about that movie.
You know, yeah, it does. Those hallucinating mushrooms.
Yeah.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
I'd eat mushrooms in Jay's cars in the middle of the night.
I think about this one all the time, sometimes.
What?
When I ask you questions and you don't know the answer.
What's that?
Sounds like you've been snacking on some of the local mushrooms.
Do those even grow around here?
No.
I didn't think so.
All right. All right. Wacky but true. Shoplifter uses a great excuse for stealing her groceries.
She ate mushrooms?
Nope.
What?
Florida's deputies say a woman used a reusable grocery bag to steal $199 worth of groceries from a grocery store and then claimed she walked out of the store without paying because
She forgot?
she pooped in her pants.
Oh, oops.
That was her excuse anyways.
Oops.
What?
Did she?
I don't know.
Oh, they're supposed to verify.
I didn't look. You verify.
Everybody and every creature has to poop sometime.
Yes. All right.
The cops should have had to verify. Mm-hmm. You know, if that's her story, well, then prove it, lady.
Just grab the back of her pants and pull it out like you're checking a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, she did.
Yep.
Let her go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. 15-year-old from Chesterfield has awoke from a 9-day coma, swearing prolifically and eating whole wheels of cheese.
Whoa.
Yes.
Got a craving.
Doctors were forced to put Thomas in a coma when he recovered from a brain bleed last year. Try and say that. Brain bleed.
Brain bleed. Wow.
And
Okay.
though he eventually regained the ability to move and speak, he was left with 2 bizarre side effects after his coma. He's addicted to cheese, and he can't stop swearing.
That's it. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
If I did go into a coma, it might be kind of fun to come out with something like that.
Well, I've heard of stories where people would come out of a coma speaking a foreign language they couldn't speak before and things like that. That'd be kind of cool. But cussing and having a craving for cheese?
Giant wheels of cheese.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, that'd actually be cool.
Mm-hmm. You think so?
Might get a little plugged up, though.
I think it'd be cooler if he had all those things, plus he barked like a dog.
You pooped in the refrigerator? And you ate a whole wheel of cheese? How'd you do that? Actually, I'm not even mad. It's amazing.
I'm proud of you, son.
I'm impressed.
All right. I think I just violated our treaty with Wisconsin.
Oh, we had a treaty with them?
Yes, so I couldn't make any more cheese jokes.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah.
They're just so cheesy.
Yes, I am. I'm Scott.
I'm Jean.
And that's your odd news for
Friday.
We are now in violation of treaty, Cassie.